is it so dark? Tak bayar bil elektrik ke?
Dah bayar lah. Wait, there's people here? What are you guys doing here? And what day is it even today?
Oh, it's the 19th of March lah. You guys are here for Manchester Mnight, is it? Ah.
Oh, faham.
Well, I have two pieces of news for you guys. The first is that you're definitely in the right place and the show will begin shortly. And the second piece of news is, hi, I'm Allison and with me is...
Afiq, and we'll be your MCs for tonight. And if I'm being completely honest with all of you, we're both really excited for what tonight holds for all of you.
Same right here. And it was this time last year that I was a cast on this stage myself. And I can tell you guys, 1 year and there has been so much changes. Last year we brought to you guys Hearts of Steel, a sci-fi story thick with twists and turns.
Wow, serious lah? That sounds really cool. I wish I could have seen you in action, Alison. But anyways, what's the theme we're having this year?
This year, we are going back to the root of what makes us human and Malaysian. The stories that we grew up with and the folklores that you probably haven't heard in a while.
And by the way, just as a side note, there is a QR code on your tickets that you could scan for tonight's program booklet and see everyone involved in tonight's production. And aside from a show-stopping cast, we also have a stellar team working tirelessly behind the scenes, and we'll be working tirelessly tonight to bring the show to you. So, can I get a big round of applause for Manchester Mnight 2023?
Yes. Well, of course, tonight would not be possible without the support of our sponsors, Yoast Europe, SOP International, Chili Tales, Sujiri, Hello Oriental, and ABH Cars. Our sponsors were generous enough to provide some freebies for the production, which, if you were on time, came early and lucky, you would have gotten one of. If you came Malaysian time, then I'm sorry lah, tak ada.
So funny, Alison. But anyways, and last but not least, it is you, the audience, who have come far and wide that have truly made Mnight magical. This show is for you, to remind you of home, to give you a taste of Malaysia, and take you back in time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're starving for a grand performance, and so are we. So let's not dwell any longer and welcome our opening act of the night, Adriana Eslin from the Lancaster University, performing her rendition of Langit by Yuna.
I can see the sky, the birds are flying, clouds are moving by, and my heart is light. The moon will be my witness tonight. In my dreams I can see myself fly. Terbang tinggi walau tanah di kaki, kan ku cari langit. Terbang tinggi awan biru menanti bersama pelangi. on my own. But you made me feel alive, and I don't feel alone. The moon will be my witness tonight, and in my dreams I can see myself fly. Terbang tinggi walau tanah di kaki, kan ku cari lagi. Terbang tinggi awan biru menanti bersama pelangi. Terbang tinggi walau tanah di kaki, kan ku cari lagi. Terbang tinggi awan biru menanti bersama pelangi. I can see the sky, the birds are flying. Thank you.
Walau weh, that gave me goosebumps. Did it give you guys goosebumps too? It was so good. Thank you, Adriana, for that astounding performance. I couldn't imagine a better way to kickstart the night.
That's true. I totally resonate with that. And now, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Malaysians and non-Malaysians, I see you guys, even though I don't have my glasses. Are you ready to paint Manchester with Malaysian colors? Give it up for Folklore, the stories that make us.
Hai, saya Upin. Yang ingat saya Ipin. Betul-betul. Wah, ramainya
Hello?
orang.
Mak Siti ada kat rumah tak? Mak Siti, are you home? Abang Jai and Jawan to come play with Ayah and Ahmad. Hi.
Jumpa masuk minum sekejap. I just prepared some hot coffee and kuih. Memang rezeki you today. We were just about to start. Come, join us.
Wow, this is an amazing spread. Thank you, Mak Siti. I take one, huh?
It's what we have done. Come, take a seat.
I'll take it.
Oh, you done? Good. How are you?
So
Hey guys, when we were kids, we never had all this iPad lah, PlayStation lah, Facebook lah, Twitter bird lah. We never had TV or cinemas. We didn't even have the privilege to go to the theatres even, kan?
Itulah kan. I remember the entertainment I had was just running around with my toy rifle in the forest, and all the stories I heard came from my mother.
what do you mean, Mak Siti?
Yes, Mak Siti, what do you mean?
Alah, as I said, back in the day, we never had TV or we were raised with folklores, with moral values. I don't know if your parents ever passed it down to you, but I used to tell my kids every night before I put them to bed.
I know what you mean. I was raised with Chinese legends.
Right?
Kids, would you all like to hear one? Come.
Yes, Mak Siti.
Thank you.
Mak Siti, tell us a story.
Tell us one about a princess.
She always ask about things like that. Are there any about warriors or brave kings?
But I want to hear one about a princess.
Same
Apa lah
here.
korang ni always want princess lah, king lah, apa lah.
That is so boring.
I want to hear brave.
Okay, calm down. Let me tell you one of my mother's favorite stories to tell. She's told it to me so many times. I'm sure Tan and Kumar will mind sharing some of the stories that they grew up with too. We'll start with one of my mother's favorite stories to tell me. It was one of the most famous legends Putri Gunung Ledang. A long, long time ago.
During the reign of Sultan Mansur Shah of Malacca, it was said that there was a fairy princess who lived on Mount Ophir. In Malay, we called her Putri Gunung Ledang.
Bandar Singapura sangat ramainya, terang benderang di sini sana. Jangan marah, saya bertanya, Encik adik siapa nama?
Bandar Singapura tanah Malaya, sebagai jiran Indonesia. Abang bertanya nama saya bernama Siti Zawiyah.
Indah terpandang di tasik hari, air berombak bagai menari. Siti Zawiyah yang baik budi, dari manakah datang kemari?
Dari Gelang ke Bukit Timah, baik singgah di Tanah Merah. Abang tanya, Siti dari mana? Siti datang dari Sumatera.
Mahukah Siti mengikut saya? Saya belikan gelang dan subang, cincin permata emas bertimbang. Janganlah encik berhati bimbang.
Siti tak mahu mengikut abang, Siti tak ingin gelang dan subang. Siti tak pandang emas bertimbang, harta Siti banyak di gudang.
Mahukah Siti mengikut saya belikan gelang dan subang, cincin permata emas bertimbang, janganlah encik berhati bimbang.
Siti tak mahu mengikut abang, Siti tak ingin gelang dan subang, Siti tak pandang emas bertimbang, harta Siti banyak di gudang.
Okay, dancers, go. I have an important matter to discuss with my pembesar. I believe it is high time I have a wife. I desire a wife that shall surpass all other wives of any king in this world.
But sire, you're already married to a princess of Java and one from China. Is two not enough?
My wives? You mean these two? No. They're just boring now. They're just common.
Your Majesty, be careful what you say. They're your wives. They sit on the throne with you. How would they feel about this matter?
How would they feel about this matter? You mean ask for their permission? They are my wives. They obey me.
Your Majesty, you are clearly upsetting them. What will happen to our lands if word of this gets back to their fathers and kingdoms? We cannot afford...
Do you really think it will matter? The day we got married was the day they became mine, and only mine. And besides, Malacca is thriving now. It is in their best interest to continue to have good relations with us.
Your Majesty...
Silence! It is common for a king to marry the daughter of another. I desire a wife that no sultan can ever possess. That is whom I want by my side to rule this land.
Well, Your Majesty, there are talks of a princess in Johor. The villagers say her beauty is unlike any other. She resides on the peaks of Gunung Ledang. She lives there among fairies and her loyal attendants. They say even a witch lives there to protect her.
I have heard of her in Gunung Ledang. The mountain itself is rich with resources. The villagers who live on the foot of the mountain say they've come across a princess when they go look for herbs and fruits. She gives them guidance when they get lost or face hardships in the forest. Putri Gunung Ledang. She sounds splendid. Dispatch our finest men to prepare to propose to her. I would like to make her my queen.
Your Majesty, however, I think it's quite impossible to actually find her.
I am the Sultan of Malacca. Putri Gunung Ledang will be my queen.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Yes, I would like her to sit by me on my throne. She will be my shining trophy.
Majesty, I must assure you, it will not be easy. She is a fairy princess. How will you ever get her to agree to this marriage? For all we know, she may even possess magical powers.
I do not care. She may be magical, she may be fantastical, but when we are married, she will be showered with praise and gifts and achieve beyond anything she could ever imagine.
I know your wealth and power knows no bounds, sire, but I don't believe wealth alone will attract her to this marriage. She will have her demands. How will you ever convince her to marry you?
As if it is not an honor enough for a sultan to ask for her hand in marriage. Fine, if she is that shallow, let her make a demand. I'm sure we will be more than capable of fulfilling them. So, Tun Mamat, tell me, who will you be sending on this quest to find Putri Gunung Ledang and bring her to me?
Well, Your Majesty, since this endeavor is so important to you, I will be leading this entourage myself. Sang Setia is experienced and he will be invaluable to us. I will call upon the young men of Malacca.
Send Laksamana Hang Tuah as well.
Your Majesty, Laksamana Hang Tuah is old, and it's a very far journey to Johor.
Are you questioning me?
No, Your Majesty. I will send for Laksamana Hang Tuah as well.
Ampun, Tuanku. I will carry out the mission accordingly.
How will we ever find this princess if people say she's a myth?
Hi, we can only carry out the mission to Mnight. Unfortunately, our Sultan desires it, and we can only carry out our duties as best as we can.
No matter what we think, we have sworn to serve him. Even when Mama tried to persuade him, he still wouldn't listen to reason. We don't even know if the princess would even agree to this proposal.
Yes, I agree. Can only hope that the villagers there can help us. If our Sultan will not listen to reason, we must simply carry out the order.
If only we could say something. If only we can bloody listen.
And so, the warriors left for Johor to find Putri Gunung Ledang. The warriors traveled through forests and crossed rivers, hiked up hills and down the steepest of slopes. Finally, they reached the village at the foot of Gunung Ledang.
But Tok Mak, why did the Sultan say such things about the princesses? Do they not deserve to be respected? Tak baiklah.
Betul tu. In the olden days, women were expected to stay at home and be like trophies to their husbands. They were to cook, clean, bear and raise children, never to speak a word. They were to serve their husbands and fulfill their needs. They were not valued as humans as they are now. Dada, let me continue with this story. A few days later...
Oh villagers, we are Sultan Manzo Shah's men. We've come to seek Putri Gunung Ledang. Can anyone show us to her palace?
Sultan Mansur Shah's men?
They have came a long way from Melaka. What are they doing here?
Assalamu alaikum, Tuan. I am the head of this village, Kampung Payamas. You have traveled long and far. What business do you have in Johor, and why have you come to our village?
Well, our Sultan, Sultan Manzo Shah of Melaka, desires to make Putri Gunung Ledang his queen. He has given us the task of sending his proposal to her. Is there any way you can help us find her palace?
Putri Gunung Ledang. Ya Allah. Sir, it is quite impossible to find her.
Well, we are quite aware of this, but our Sultan insists on us trying to locate her. Is there any way you can help us?
Very well then. Is there anyone here willing to help Sultan Mansur Shah's men find Putri Gunung Ledang?
Excuse me, can we have some more men help guide us into the forest to look for Putri Gunung Ledang's palace as well, please?
It is Sultan Mansur Shah's wish. However, sirs, I do warn you, I cannot guarantee that you will find what you are seeking. Timah, mai sini. These men are looking for Putri Gunung Ledang. Please gather some of the others to show them the trails of the forest.
Putri Gunung Ledang's palace? Ma, that's impossible. Most of the villagers haven't even seen her. No one knows where she lives or if she's even real.
Allah, just try to help. They're under Sultan Mansur Shah's rule. Get some of the young men to help you. Better that than having them loiter around doing nothing.
Yes, Ma. Please, give me a few moments, sirs. I'll try to gather some men for you.
Right. I'm sorry, you trust her to do work for you?
What do you mean, sir?
She's a woman, how could you
I'm
possibly...
sorry, what my colleague here means to say is, where we're from, women are really tasked with greater responsibilities. You see, a sultan doesn't really see women as equals.
In this village, we consider and treat everyone as equals. Our women are used to carrying out the most important of duties. Besides, we're clearly capable. Although, between us, Timah is the one to spread word among the villagers. Makcik Bawang, if you know what I mean.
Nobody wants to help. Everyone says it's a wild goose chase and that is just pointless. But I don't blame them, really.
Unfortunately, sirs, I believe that it is not that the villagers do not want to help. No one in this village knows the whereabouts of the princess's palace. It is very rare for any of us to even see her, let alone find her palace. She only appears in times of hardship, and some even say she's just a myth.
It's okay, I believe you've done all you can.
Kasian sangat. I do pity them. Thank goodness we're not under Sultan Mansur Shah's rule. I don't want to even think about what would happen if they failed their mission, or even living there.
And so, the men went into the forest and up Gunung Ledang, hoping they could find Putri Gunung Ledang. Soon, Laksamana Hang Tuah, old and tired, said,
Tu Mamat sekejap. It's getting too difficult for myself and Sang Siti to continue this journey. We'll only slow you down.
I agree with Hang Tuah, Tu Mamat. I believe the Sultan will have a heads if we continue to delay this mission any longer.
It's okay, Sang Setia, Hang Tuah, you've been invaluable in getting us this far. I'll proceed from now on my own.
We'll await your return, Tun Mamat. All the best. Assalamualaikum.
All the best, Tu Mamat.
Take care, old man.
Sit down.
Not long later,
千树根垂落，心如玉，宝马吊车香满路。风萧声动，渔户光转，一夜鱼龙。雪流黄金缕，小雨盈盈暗香去。众里寻他千百度，蓦然回首，那人却在灯火阑珊处。千树根垂落，心如玉，宝马吊车香满路。风萧声动，渔户光转，一夜鱼龙。
Hello, sir. We've you come from?
I've come from Malacca.
Oh, that's far. And what brings you to this forest?
I've come to seek Putri Gunung Ledang.
Oh, and to what do I owe the pleasure of welcoming such noble sirs to Gunung Ledang?
Our Sultan, Sultan Mansur Shah of Malacca, desires to make Putri Gunung Ledang his queen. He has given me the task of sending His Majesty's proposal to her, and we would like to know if she would agree to this marriage.
I see. The princess does not make an appearance very easily. Allow me to consult with her regarding this matter, and I shall return in a few moments.
But I would like to say that
Another entourage has come for your hand, Your Highness.
Who is it this time, Nene?
Sultan Mansur Shah's men.
Ah, correct me if I'm wrong. The Sultan is the ruler of Malacca. Is he not?
You are correct, Princess.
Tell me about him.
Well, he is known for his ruthlessness. The Sultan will use any means necessary to get his hands on anything he desires, even if it may hurt others. I hear he already has 2 wives, for whom he does not appear to have any respect or affection for.
Which is evident, given his proposal to me.
Correct. I do believe he has a son as well. I assume your answer is no, as usual?
From what you have told me, the Sultan will not simply take no for an answer. He will not take rejection. I believe he will attack the village at the foot of this mountain and may hurt the forest if the answer is simply no.
I see. How would you like to handle this matter, Princess?
I don't know, Nene. As my advisor, what do you make of the situation?
Well, I do believe in order for us to get out of this predicament, the Sultan himself should decide to drop the matter.
I see. If that's the case, let's give him conditions. Difficult conditions. If he fulfills this condition, only then will I accept his proposal.
But what if he does fulfill all these conditions?
He will not if he has ounce of humanity in his heart. Besides, I could never marry a man with no heart. Tell him.
Ah, Nene, so, what does the princess say?
My princess will accept your Sultan's proposal, but His Majesty must fulfill these conditions.
Conditions? What conditions?
Tell your Sultan to build a bridge of gold and a bridge of silver from Malacca to Gunung Ledang.
But
I'm not finished. And as a betrothal gift, let there be 7 trays of mosquito hearts, 7 trays of hearts of mites, a vat of water from dried erica nuts, a vat of tears from virgin maidens, a cup of the Sultan's blood, along with a cup of his son's blood. Fulfill these conditions, and she will marry your king.
Are you insane? How could he
I'm sure if your Sultan truly desires to marry my princess, he will do anything to make that happen. Now, please inform your king of my princess's wishes, and if she is satisfied, she will willingly take him as her husband.
It's okay. You leave me no choice. Thank you for relaying my wishes to the princess. I will inform my king.
Hang Tuah, Tuan Mamat is here. Well, Tuan Mamat, what did the princess say?
She has, conditions.
Huh?
Conditions?
Yup. I believe they're a bit nonsensical.
I believe that the princess came up with all these conditions as a way of politely refusing our proposal.
But I don't think our Sultan will just simply move on from someone like Putri Gunung Ledang. He knows what he wants, and from experience, he will do whatever it takes if it means he gets the princess.
I will not return to Malacca with you.
And why not Hang Tuah?
I fear a king's wrath. I've never failed the mission, and I do not wish to see the consequences of this failure. I believe it will bring harm to our village, dissecting the hearts of mites, maiden crying buckets. It's torture, and I do not wish to see it nor be a part of it.
But Hang Tuah,
I've made up my mind. Just come up with a reason for my leave. Once the Sultan finds out that we failed this mission, let's just say I do not wish to be on the receiving end of his wrath.
Hang Tuah, it's not even that bad. It's not even our fault.
Have you ever known our king to be rational? He's rash, he's cruel. He doesn't even treat his wives right. And they're royals, married to unite lands. What about us, his subordinates? Nah, I'm not going back.
Hang Tuah.
Satya, it's fine. Hang Tuah, for now, we'll just tell the Sultan you fell ill and you are in no shape to travel back to us.
Thank you for understanding, Tun Mamat. All the best. I hope everything turns out well for you too.
I hope so. I hope so too.
Upon returning to Malacca, Tun Mamat reported Putri Gunung Ledang's conditions to the king, to which the response was,
What? 7 conditions? Dia fikir dia siapa? Banyak-banyak nak minta. Who does she think she is?
Your Majesty, I think it's not worth going after the princess anymore.
Yes, Your Majesty, I agree with Sang Satya. The princess's demands are far too extreme.
I do not care.
Sir?
Need I repeat myself? I do not care. Does she really believe I will give up that easily? I am the Sultan of Malacca, and I will have my way. Send out a decree throughout my kingdom. Have the children catch mosquitoes. Have the old ladies of this land set the hearts of mites with their needles. Find the virgin maidens in this country and have them cry of that of tears. Prepare everything Putri Gunung Ledang has asked for.
Sir, do you not think it cruel? Think of your people.
Are you questioning me?
No, Your Majesty.
Silence! I will hear nothing more of this matter. The only thing I want to hear is that all of these conditions have been fulfilled.
But sir, what about the blood of yourself and your son?
Leave that to me. I'll have it sorted.
In that case, I will send out a decree to the people. I'll ensure a team is appointed to ensure each one of those conditions are fulfilled smoothly.
Get it done. Whoever tries to go against me will be locked up.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I'm not done with you two yet. Where is Laksamana Hang Tuah?
Your Majesty, Laksamana Hang Tuah fell ill and was in no shape to travel back with us.
Were you unable to bring him back to Malacca? Huh? Answer me, goddammit! You never leave your men behind. Why was Hang Tuah any different?
Your Majesty, he felt like the mission took precedence and instructed us to leave him in Johor.
Is that so? Sang Satya, can you verify this?
Yes, Your Majesty. Laksamana Hang Tuah insists on us returning so that we could get back to you with the princess's reply.
So, if I were to send another group to retrieve Hang Tuah, will they find him unwell? Will they find him in a sickly condition and receiving treatment? I've had enough. Get out of my sight.
Tun Mamat, do you really think the Sultan will send for Hang Tuah?
I hope he's just too preoccupied with the bloody Putri to even care about any one of his own men.
For our sake and for Hang Tuah's sake.
And so, it was decreed that grandmothers would dissect the hearts of mites to be presented to Putri Gunung Ledang. Virgin maidens were to cry a vat of tears, and children were to kill mosquitoes with their bare hands. The kingdom suffered greatly, just for the king to win Putri Gunung Ledang's hand.
Ibu, sakit! I don't want to do this anymore. How many times have I pricked myself with this needle? I'm bleeding again. Aduh, tak nampak lah. I can't see these mites' hearts.
Tell me, Tun Mamat, Sang Satya, how far along are our preparations for Putri Gunung Ledang?
Your Majesty, your people, they're suffering.
While I appreciate the initiative, Sang Satya, I ask for a progress report, not your observations on my people.
Your Majesty, They're your people. You must care for them. The princess's demands are far too cruel. Your Majesty, you have a duty to...
Silence! How dare you question your king?
Sir,
I am their king. Whatever I say goes.
Your Majesty, I just think
Tell
that...
Tun Mamat Sang Setia.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Don't you want Malacca to reach greater heights?
Yes, of course.
Don't you want to receive more profits from our trading?
Yes, but...
That is exactly what I am trying to do. Nothing comes easily. I trust you know that.
But what do you mean, Your Majesty?
By marrying Putri Gunung Ledang, of course, Bodo.
But at what cost, sire? Our people are suffering. Our children are crying. Our women are crying their eyes out. The village can barely afford any more food. The people are growing thinner and poorer each day. They've never looked so sickly.
I have to agree with Tun Mamat, Your Majesty. All these demands from the princess is making us stray from our businesses as well. What is the point of all this?
Don't you see, Putri Gunung Ledang is a match like no other. If I can have her, our lands will be respected even more. Our power will grow. I am a genius.
Your Majesty.
Enough. I do not pay you to think. I pay you to carry on my orders. We'll hear nothing more of this matter any longer. Trying to remind me of my duty. Do not step out of line, I am warning you. And if you ever question me ever again, I will have you both locked up for treason. Or worse, castrated.
Don't you see it though? The buffoon is just trying to manipulate us. He doesn't want the princess for the kingdom. He just wants her for herself.
I agree. I see no good that could come out of this.
I just hope he comes to his senses soon, especially given the last two conditions.
I know, right? A cup of his own blood and his son's? That's just too dark.
But haven't you noticed though? The king is acting far too cruel these days.
He's always been a pain in the ass, but with these ridiculous demands, it's just getting out of hand.
Sathya, we just can't sit around. We have to do something.
But what? We're mere commoners. If we go against him, we'll be locked up. Or worse, castrated.
Your Majesty, the preparations for Putri Gunung Ledang are ready. The only thing we need now is a vat of the prince's blood and a vat of your blood. Given this, we are ready to present to the princess.
I see. Give me a moment.
Sir, I beg you
Enough! Get out of here. At last, the final two conditions. But how could I? He's my son, my only heir. No, this is for a much greater cause. I must have Putri Gunung Ledang. For Malacca!
Stop! How could you?
Princess?
I know what's going on.
Shut up!
How could you ever think I will marry a man as cruel as you? Do you think I don't know the means you use to fulfill my conditions? For a king, you are in the big of a leader, putting your people through hell and back to kill your son. For what? For me? To destroy your ego? I could never marry a man like that, especially as despicable as you.
But I did this all for you. You can't go back on your word now.
I was never going to marry you. All I wanted was to tie you down gently so you wouldn't attack the forest and the people they live in it. Instead, you are havoc on your own people. You manipulate your advisors. You even put your family at stake just so you can have a taste of your power. What kind of person is that? What kind of person are you? I will never be yours, and I suggest you give up trying.
But princess, no. If I can't have you, no one can.
Ayahanda, stop!
Aladdin?
Ayahanda, it's not worth it.
But I am about to become the most powerful king of all. After everything I have done,
Everything you have done? You mean what our people have been through? The servants in the palace talk. I know everything.
It was all for a good cause.
A good cause? Really?
Clearly you're not ready to rule. You do not see my vision.
What vision, Ayahanda? The one where our people get hurt? The one where we make mother and stepmother cry? Thinking they aren't good enough?
Listen to your son, he speaks with wisdom.
Shut up!
Let her go. We do not need her to be a powerful nation. We already are. Malacca can flourish with or without her. This marriage desire will change nothing. But let her go, Ayahanda.
With all due respect, focus on your own people, Your Majesty.
What have I done? What have I done?
No! It can't just end like that.
No, of course not. The cruel king finally learned his lesson. From then on, he did his best to compensate all his people for all the sufferings he caused them. He finally learned to control his temper. He also began to care more about his people and grew to be a better king and father.
Wow, I know now we grew up in Malaysia with so much diversity all, but I didn't know even the stories that we grew up with were so different.
Kan? Look at the time. I need to start preparing dinner lah. Tan, Kumar, you guys stay over for dinner lah. These kids macam still want to hear to your stories je. Nanti can bring home to your wives kan ni?
Mas Siti, no need.
Yalah,
Susah
Siti,
saja.
no need lah.
Merepek. I've already taken the chicken out of the freezer. Tell your wives tak payah masak tonight. Save them the trouble of cooking. Besides, I'm making ikan cecaru and pucuk aku masak lemak tau.
Ikan cecaru? Oh my god, my favorite.
Ada rendang juga.
Wow, Mas Siti's famous rendang. I can't say no to that. Thank you so much, Mas Siti.
Welcome.
you, Mat Siti. Anyway, can we have another story?
Yeah, how did your stories go, Uncle Kumar?
Let me tell you a rather peculiar one, but I'd like to add my own twist on it. I know Mas Siti started off with a story about a king, so let me begin with a queen. There once lived a benevolent queen who ruled a prosperous kingdom in the capital Ujjain. Her name was Chandrani, fondly known as Queen Rani among her people. Queen Rani was one of a kind. She devoted herself to learning various subjects and loved going on adventures to explore the world. Humble as she was, she managed to stay close to her people who loved her just as much as she loved them. Every day, she would meet her people in front of a palace.
Single file, please. Take turns. The queen will see all.
Here, my most respected queen, a basket of freshly prepped fruit from orchard, a kind of everything.
Thank you, ma'am. They look lovely. My family will surely enjoy this very... Okay, where'd she go? Jap. Apa tu?
It seems to be a ruby, Your Majesty.
A ruby? But how? That woman, I recognize her. She comes by every day with a basket of fruits, but slips away through the crowd before I can properly thank her. Storekeeper, would you be so kind to check all the fruits that woman has given? I have an odd feeling about this.
All the food she has ever gifted to you, Your Majesty.
Right. Let me thank and dismiss my people first. My people, thank you for your kind wishes and gifts. However, there is some business I must tend to for now. For those I did not manage to greet, I hope to see you all again very soon. Guards, send everybody home and see to it that they are safe. Guards, break the fruits apart and check them all.
All of them? They look like normal fruits to me, Your Majesty.
All of them. I want to be thorough. And I also want to see if my hunch is correct. More rubies. Strange. I must meet this woman and find out what is the meaning behind all these rubies. Guards, find her and escort her to the palace.
Yes, Your Majesty. Here she is, Your Majesty. She was wandering around the palace gardens.
Ah, Your Majesty, I see you have opened my presents.
Yes, ma'am. I am beyond grateful for your daily visits and the basket of fruits you have unfailingly gifted us. But I must ask, how is that possible? How can there be rubies inside fruits?
Your Majesty, I will tell you everything on one condition.
And what might that condition be?
Meet me by the old banyan tree. I lies a bit deeper in the forest, or you'll miss it. I'm sure you know it. It's quite distinct. Meet me there tonight, and I will tell you everything.
Very well then, ma'am. I shall see you tonight then.
I look forward to it. Oh, and come along.
But, Your Majesty, I don't think it's a good idea for you to meet this old woman alone.
I don't like the sound of it either.
I appreciate your care for me, guards, but I cannot in good conscience receive such a gift without reason. If I find out what she intends, I could use these gifts to feed our people.
But, Your Majesty...
I have my mind made up. Ready my horses, I shall leave later in the day.
Yes, Your Majesty. Ready your horses and get some men to accompany you.
I shall go alone.
But, Your Majesty, it's dangerous in the woods at night, and we don't know if she has any ill intentions.
Well, I shall leave when it is still well lit. These are my forests, and I've been through them enough times to know them well. Spare me not your worries, guards. I believe no harm shall come on to me.
Yes, Your Majesty.
If you insist.
And so Queen Rani rode out of town to meet the Osage. As the sun set upon the horizon, she ventured deeper into the forest. Eventually, the bushes grew so thick that there was no way her horse could pass through. Securing her beloved horse to a nearby tree, she decided to continue on foot.
My goodness, I have been out in the forest for hours. The sun has already set. Where is this woman? How can someone be this deep into the forest, this late at night? Did she say banyan tree? Oh, a fire. Maybe she's there?
Oh, Your Majesty, you're surely a queen of your word.
Yes, ma'am. I made you a promise that I'll be here, and there's no reason I should not fulfill that promise. One could also say curiosity got the better of me. So, will you tell me what is behind these fruits then?
They were merely gifts for you, Queen Rani. Distribute them however you see fit. There is a task I must ask your help with, and I thought those rubies were a form of payment. You see?
Rubies as a form of payment? What kind of task requires such a huge payment in return? Is it dangerous? I will have you know that I will not leave my people behind.
I wouldn't call the task dangerous, Queen Rani. Although it is a quite peculiar one, it cannot be completed by just anyone. Only someone brave and fearless can succeed. Not to mention, this person must have a sharp wit. And you, Your Majesty, are the perfect fit.
That is quite the compliment that I do not see myself worthy of. But what is this task?
Before I say any more, I must warn you. It is an arduous task. I have equipped many many civilians before, and none have succeeded. They, how you say, did not make it out alive. You see, Your Majesty, further down this path, there is the banyan tree I spoke of earlier. That maintain no taste, but this one does. Not only this corpse can talk, he has the power that I would like to attain. You see, Your Majesty, if I could have access to his power, I could bring peace upon your kingdom.
A living corpse in my forest? How did I not know about this?
Alah, Your Majesty, your days are consumed by serving your own people. You have no time to explore the depth of the forest. The forest holds so many secrets that you didn't know. But what do you say? Will you do this task for me?
It is a fair ask. But how do I know that you're telling the truth? That is your intention, to use the corpse's power for good?
Oh, child, I've been around longer than you ring as a queen. I am old and frail, and wish no ill will upon anyone. Had I bore your motive, don't you think I already achieved them? No?
That is true. And I did hear villagers tell tales of how you fed food to the poor and even healed the vision of a blind boy.
The truth of those tales are not important, Kurani. It does not matter what we have done, but what we will do.
So then what more can you tell me about this corpse?
His name is Batal, and he was a trickster when he was alive. But beware, he will try to trick you to letting him go. You must resist. You must bring him to me. I have great faith that you will succeed.
And you promise peace upon my kingdom?
Yes, I promise. Even if I wanted to hurt your village, why would I take so long time to do it? It brings me no benefit to bring your kingdom to shambles. If that comforts you.
I don't like the sound of it. But fine, I'll do it. Since your many gifts have helped my people, I suppose it's the least I could do in return. Besides, if the task is merely to carry a corpse, how hard could it be?
Oh, child, you have no idea.
Oh, Betal, great Betal, show yourself.
Who's that? Who goes there? Who dares disturb the great Batal from his sleep? You, identify yourself.
I am Chandrani. I'm the queen of the city of the Godavari River. And I've come to request an audience with you, great Batal.
Godavari River, you say? I've heard a lot about you, Queen Rani. You're the one they call Rani the Wise, Rani the Smart. How smart are you, really?
I do not pride myself on being smart, nor do I dare match wits with you, Betal. I am only a humble servant of my people.
Humble servant of her people? Tak payahlah, Cha sangat. Bagi pujian pun tak nak terima. Compliment tau. For what purpose is it that you seek an audience with me, little queen?
Well, a sage has requested that I deliver you to her. Her many gifts have helped my people, and I wish to pay her back in kind.
And by paying her back, you mean you are sending me to her?
I'm afraid so, Betal. Please, forgive my directness. I only want what's best for my people.
And how do you know that you can trust her, eh?
I asked her about it up front. She promised she bore no ill will, and I choose to believe the best in people, you see. So, what do you say?
Bosan lah kapok ni. Plus, what's the worst that can happen to me, yeah? I'm already dead. Fine, I will allow you to deliver me to the sage of yours on one condition.
And what might that be?
You play my game. What do you say, Rani? A little game with poor old Batal on a treacherous journey to kill time. If you're as smart as they say you are, this will be nothing for you lah. Senang kacang je.
A game? This must have been what the sage warned me about. I must remain cautious. He might try to play his way out of my sight. What game could you possibly have in mind?
Watch your tone with me, young queen. I'll have you know I have many games up my sleeve. One tends to get rather creative when one cannot die.
You know, for a living corpse, you kind of do talk a lot. So, what's the game then?
Sabar, sabar. Patience, Rani, such lack of patience. And you call yourself a queen. Let us begin now then. The rules of this game are simple. I, the great Vital, will present a riddle that you have to solve. If you answer my riddle correctly, I get to go free and right back to my tree. If you do not know the answer to my riddle, I will remain in your hold until we get to the stage.
What kind of game is that? My gods can come up with better games than that.
I mean, if you don't want to play, I'm just going to stay right here by my tree.
Fine. I'll play your little game.
Oh, that's the spirit, Rani. Oh, you're making old Vital so happy. Here is your first riddle. Shafiq was born in Alustar. His mother was from Kelantan, and his father, Petaling Jaya. When Shafiq was 8, his mother died. And when Shafiq was 10, his father married a woman from Perak, and Shafiq had a little stepsister. When he was 22, he graduated from University in Johor and works as a doctor in Penang. He is now 55 years old. Now my question is, why can't he be buried near his favorite beach, Batu Ferringhi?
What kind of riddle is this? Cuti-cuti Malaysia ke?
You agreed to play my game, so play.
Okay, fine. I don't know the answer?
Don't lie to me, Rani. I can tell when you're lying. If you pretend to not know the answer, I'll make it explode into 1,000 pieces and place a curse upon your people.
Okay, relax. I'll tell you the answer. I know. Shafiq can't be buried because Shafiq is still alive.
Ding dong, we have a winner. Thank you, Rani, for setting me free.
Is this why no one has ever captured you?
Very smart, that is correct. Everyone eventually gives up on trying and leaves me to my affairs, as should you.
Only fools give up after one try, and I am no fool.
Oh, very well then. I see you're ready for the second riddle.
Yes, I am. So what's the riddle then?
Look at you. Ready, je?
Allah, just out with it.
So, it starts with a rich Brahmin named Vishnu Swamin. I'll call him Vishnula. The name's way too long for me. So, this Vishnu was performing this huge sacrificial rite. The man has 3 sons. Each one of his sons was particular about something.
I'm very particular about food. I look at every little detail. Why this roti so hard? Is it even edible? Ayo, this masala.
I have an eye for women. That girl there not bad, huh? Explains a lot. No wonder he's getting older, but no woman wants to marry him. Anyway, about me, I'm very particular about beds. It's a bit petty, but it is what it is.
My sons. I need y'all to do something for me.
What is it, Appa?
As you know, I'm performing a sacrificial rite, and as such, I need a tortoise. Can you 3 go out and bring me a tortoise?
A tortoise, Appa? What for?
Banyak tanya pula budak ni. Stop asking me so many questions. Just go.
Yes, Appa.
Why a tortoise?
How would anyone know? I learned a long time ago that when Appa does one of his sacrificial rites, it's best not to question it.
Exactly. We just shut up and wait for him to tell us if he needs anything.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, we're the ones who... wait, I see one tortoise over here.
Aneh, go take it lah.
Why me? I'm the most fastidious one. I should be very cautious. Besides, I'm the eldest. You have to follow what I say.
Then, am I supposed to touch it? What if it bites? I can't get hurt just because of us, right?
Nope, nope, don't look at me. If that thing bites this pretty face, how am I gonna get women to look my way?
Well, but Appa really needs this tortoise. Someone has to do it.
Then why can't it be you then?
Exactly. Well, there's no point in us standing here and arguing who is the most fastidious one. Let us just go home and tell Appa we couldn't make it.
You know, I agree with that. Hey, the tortoise, where did it go? Oi.
Ah, my sons, you're back. With no tortoise?
Sorry, Appa. We actually did find one just now, but we were all arguing who is the most fastidious one, and no one wanted to pick it up.
Day! I raise all of you and ask you to do something as simple as getting me a tortoise, and you also fail? Come, I give you with my slipper.
Oh, no.
Geronyaku!
Appa! No, Appa! Hit my brother!
Wait, Appa, wait. It's not that. It's just that we all thought we were all more fastidious than the other.
Yes, Appa. So we all decided we wouldn't pick the tortoise up. What if it bites? Huh? Then what?
Even now, you three still haven't settled this argument? Get ready. I'll take you all to the village chief herself, and let's let her decide. Maybe then this argument will be settled. Oh, Chief.
Ah, Vishnu, what seems to be the matter? I see you have brought your sons.
Ma'am, my three sons have gotten into an argument that could not be settled. They each think they're more fastidious than the other. This morning, I asked them to bring me a tortoise for my sacrificial rite, and they did not, purely because they thought better of themselves.
And what argument would that be?
You see, ma'am, my brothers and I are fastidious about different things. I myself am fastidious about food.
I'm fastidious about women. I'm fastidious about beds.
I see.
And as I said before, they could not bring me the tortoise.
So I take it that you would like me to decide who's the most fastidious amongst them?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well. I shall give them each a test. I will tell the kitchen to lay the dinner table. Let there be a feast for myself and this family tonight. Please, follow me. First son, you can come sit beside me. And please, help yourselves.
Sorry, ma'am. I cannot touch this rice.
Son?
No, it's quite all right. It's part of his test. May I ask, what is wrong with the rice?
I smell the burnt corpses in this rice.
Burnt corpses? Chef? Can you please tell me the origins of this rice? Where did these grains come from?
Yes, ma'am. These grains of rice were delivered from a field near the cremation ground just outside town.
I see. Thank you. You may leave. I'm surprised, but please do help yourselves to the other dishes that we have.
Thank you, ma'am. Boys?
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. Now, after this, we shall have some entertainment in the drawing room. Come. A few ladies will be here to entertain us.
पैसा चाहिए ना ही करार चाहिए हो तेरे जैसी माशूका मुझे यार चाहिए ना पैसा चाहिए ना ही करार चाहिए
ये हुस्न का है खुमार मेरा तुझ पे है छाया जो कुर्बान हुआ जो मुझ पे खुश नसीब बड़ा है वो शराबी क्या शराबी दिल में जिसके गम न हो लुट गया समझो शराबी पास जिसके हम न हो
Come on, let's go over there.
Excuse me?
What's going on?
That was a really good dance. Maybe one day you can teach me.
Depends. Are you any good?
Ew! Get off me!
What's the matter?
You smell like goat. You're pretty though. Call me after you shower.
Wait, she smells like goat?
Yes, ma'am, she does.
You, do you know where she came from?
Yes, Chef. Dashika was born on a farm. We are sisters.
A farm?
Yes, Chef. We grew up drinking goat's milk and were always playing in the fields with our family.
I see. Thank you all. You may all be dismissed. Thank you.
Anne, did you really have to do that? You were just starting to have fun.
What? She really smelled like goat.
I'm amazed. You really are an expert on women.
Thanks.
But it is getting quite late. I think you should all just stay the night.
No, ma'am, that's just quite all right. We can make our way home.
Nonsense. My helpers have already prepared your beds. Please, follow me.
Wow, Chief, these beds look amazing. Thank you so much. Boys, thank you, ma'am.
Of course. Now, for your third son, Vishnu, I have prepared a very special bed, as he is indeed an expert on beds.
A special bed?
Yes, as you can see here, this one has 7 mattresses.
Well, thank you for your kindness, ma'am.
Of course. Now, have some rest, and I shall see you all in the morning.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night.
The next morning,
Appa, my arm hurts. There's a red mark here.
But you were sleeping on 7 mattresses. How could there be anything to hurt you in your sleep?
How on earth can I know
Good
that?
morning, Vishnu, boys. How was your sleep?
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for your hospitality, but I think there's a strand of hair between your mattresses. My arm hurts a lot, and as you can see, there's a red mark here.
If that is so, I'm truly impressed. Vishnu, your boys have left quite the impression on me. Unfortunately, I cannot decide who is the most fastidious amongst them, but I would like to use their skills in my court.
But then, who's going to help me with my sacrificial rite?
I will personally see to it that you have everything you need for your sacrifice.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Boys, you'd each do well to stop comparing to one another. Put your skills to good use and make me proud. You hear me?
Yes, Appa.
Oh, what kind of stories do you come up with? Creativity must run rampant when you have all the time in your hands. So what's the riddle?
Very impatient again, Rani. And I told you already, lah, I am creative. My question is, who among the three sons is the most fastidious?
I want to say it's the third son. He had the most definite evidence to back up his claim of being the most fastidious, which was the red mark on his arm that he woke up with. The other two could have gotten the information about the rice and the woman elsewhere.
Oh, indeed. You really are a smart queen, Rani. But you know what that means. Bye-bye.
Even for a queen, my patience is growing thin.
Oh, poor little queen, Rani, is too smart, but can't seem to deliver me to the sage. Oh, it's been so long since I've had this much fun. Are you giving up already, Rani?
I refuse to give up. Come here, Bethal. Keep going until you pose a question I genuinely do not know the answer to.
We shall see, but I respect your determination. So here is one final riddle for you.
Bring it on.
A long time ago, there was a beautiful land, covered with beaches, straits, and luscious forests. It was heaven on earth.
Please let this one be shorter than the last one. The last one was so long, it felt like it could have been a play or something.
Sabar, Rani, sabar. We're getting there. Hey, where was I? I forgot my line. I have to start again. A long time ago.
A beautiful land. Okay, keep going.
Yes. Soon came the humans migrating from neighboring lands. Though different cultures and traditions, they each carried out their own endeavors, be it agriculture, trade, or craft. Eventually came the day that they had to choose their leader. And so begs the question, Rani, between a corrupt clown, a greedy hypocrite, and an ancient dictator, who is most suited to lead this land and its people?
A corrupt clown, a greedy hypocrite, and an ancient dictator?
Yes, faster, answer lah.
Huh?
What's taking you so long to answer?
I don't know the answer.
Excuse me? What?
I don't know the answer.
No. That can't be right. You're the queen, Rani. You have to have an answer.
But I don't, Beta.
No.
And you know what that means?
No.
I get to send you all the way to the sage, and you don't get to go back to your tree. Ha! Who is laughing now?
This is how it ends, eh? This is the end of the great Betal.
It was all fair and square, Betal. I played your game, and I won.
Yalla, just get on with it already, Rani.
Guards, are you sure you've sent a message to the sage to meet me here at the palace?
Yes, Your Majesty. She should be here any minute now.
I cannot believe it! You have gone and done it! The great Batal is finally delivered to me!
You malevolent witch! What the hell are you doing here? How are you even still alive?
You didn't think you could run away forever, did you, Batal? Guards, bring him to me.
No.
Just like your queen promised.
No, guards, stop.
What is the meaning of this? Your Majesty, you have to fulfill your end of promise. Wasn't our agreement that you bring him to me and I bring peace upon your kingdom?
She promised peace upon your kingdom. Really, Rani, this witch is nothing but pure evil.
Don't listen to the foolish cops. He's been doing it for centuries for not being able to die.
Silence! I will hear what Bethal has to say.
She was the one that killed me.
What?
It was long before you became queen, Rani. Right next to your kingdom was mine. And by some mystery, I, Prince Batal, was born with magical powers.
A neighboring kingdom? It
The-
can't be.
The long lost kingdom? This can't be true.
We've only heard about it through stories.
Yes, my kingdom. One that lived in peace and harmony. Until this evil witch came along, heard of my powers, and wanted them all for herself.
What kind of nonsense are you possibly conjuring? I see being a living corpse has really made you delusional.
Why would I lie about this, Rani? She tried to kill me and take my powers for herself. But it didn't work, did it? Her plan backfired and wiped out my kingdom. All of my people gone. All because of you!
Stop blabbering, Batal! Your Majesty, don't you see this man is mad? Give him to me, and I will uphold the end of the deal. Don't you want your kingdom to be prosper? Riches based upon your...
When she was down, I trapped her powers inside me. But no one should be made to hold that much power. And I paid the price for it. Turned into a living corpse. Tied to that stupid banyan tree. Not allowed to leave one step unless...
Stop lying to Queen Batal! Your Majesty, don't you want what is fair for your own people? I can do that.
Once you hand me to her, Rani, all she'll do is siphon my powers and use it to unleash terror upon your kingdom. Please, Rani, from one ruler to another, I'm begging you, don't do this.
Are you going to believe this living corpse?
Are you going to listen to this evil witch?
Your Majesty!
Rani, stop! You, show me your powers.
What?
You heard me. Demonstrate your powers. Show me what you can do.
But...
If Bethal was lying, then you can show me your powers. But if you can't, then Bethal was telling the truth?
Your Majesty, it's not the peak time for me to show my powers. The stars are not aligned tonight, and you see...
Liar! I have heard enough from you. Guards, seize her and throw her out of the city gates.
No, you can't do this to me. No, I will come back for you, all of you. You hear me? You can run and hide, but not forever, Batal. Mark my words.
Serves her right for being so greedy, yeah?
What got you mixed up with her in the first place?
Well, you know how it is. When you come into power, people want what you have for themselves.
That is true. So, what happens to the great Bethal now? Back to the banyan tree?
God, no. I guess I'm a free man now, thanks to you. But at the end of the day, what's a prince about his kingdom?
Which leads me to ask, how would you feel about serving in my court? I could use someone like you here.
Really? I think you're just saying that because you miss having me around, Rani.
Don't flatter yourself. I just think it'd be better if you're here than around some stupid banyan tree. So, what do you say? Will you join me?
It would be my honor, Queen Rani.
Is that all?
Yup, that's all.
This is not what Amma tells me before bed. She talks to me about gods and warriors.
I know Indian folklore is filled with stories about gods and warriors, but there are stories like Rani and Batal that act as a refreshing story once in a while. Did you all enjoy it?
Yes.
Panjangnya these folk tales. Anak pergi toilet sekejap. Been holding it for so long just to hear the story until the end.
Started again like your toilet story. You don't try to escape from telling your folklore,
Of course lah, you think I what? Going to FFK all you, man? Everyone take a break. I'll tell you a story when we all get back.
Okay, Uncle Tan.
Wow, Afiq, so what do you think about the play so far?
I loved it. It was so amusing. I enjoyed every second of it. Wait, did you also realize they subtly tied social issues into each folklore?
Yes, I mean, if you were paying a close attention, you definitely would have picked it up. And let me tell you a secret. You know why I noticed that?
Why?
Because I am one of the script writers lah.
Hey, serious lah. Wow, Alison, I never thought. But anyways, what's happening now?
So it's intermission time for the next 15 minutes since, Uncle Tan nak guna tandas, so we have to wait with him lah.
So yeah, to the audience, please use this time to stretch yourselves and use the restroom.
Oh, and when you come back, we would appreciate it if everyone can fill the seats because we have some people who came in and they're sitting in the floor in the back. Janganlah, okay? Kesian je. Just make friends. That's what Malaysian culture is all about. So go have a stretch and we'll see you guys back in 15 minutes.
Bye.
I'm back. Hey, got flush the toilet or not? got la, yo. Are we all here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Like everyone, dinner is almost ready. I'm just finishing up the rendang.
Mato, do we have time for one more story?
Habis satu lagi je.
Oh, okay, all right. But you all better finish your dinner plates later, okay?
Okay.
There are a lot of Chinese folklores around. Which one should I tell you guys?
Gong Gong, which ones do you know?
Hey Tan, just say whatever comes to mind lah. Kids, growing up, Uncle Tan was the best storyteller tau. Last time so he act like grandfather already.
Really? This must be a really good one then.
Faster lah, Uncle Tan.
Let's see The typical ones are Chang'e and Hou Yi. The Legend of the White Snake. The Origin of Humans by Nuwa. The Cowherd and the Weaving Maid.
Gong Gong, I've heard all of that before. Don't you have anything new? Yeah, lor. Plus, I thought folklores are supposed to be reflective of real life. Not everything has a happy ending, right? Please tell something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear something different.
Please. There's a lot of pressure to tell a good story, Tan. Hey, settle down lah. If you want a folklore that is more realistic, why? Of course, I'll be happy to deliver. We begin in a small village where all the best stories begin.
For this story, we go way back in time. There lived the wealthy Chu family, noble people who conducted their businesses with pride and humility. They never took for granted what they had and were blessed with 6 children. Youngest of them all and the only daughter was Zhu Yingtai.
May, quick! Bar's back from his overseas business trip and he bought gifts for all of us. You snooze, you lose. Thank you.
Bar, a new calligraphy set? 谢谢.
Ma, look what I got. A new teacher to play with. The girls in class are surely going to be all over me now.
Behave yourself, young man. My dear, you pamper them too much.
What can I say? They deserve just as much. Besides, business went well. Mr. Lee was impressed with what I have to show, and he's considering a partnership. And where's the jade daughter of ours?
I'm right here, Pa.
Now, how's the reading coming along? Warming up to 孔子.
All done, Pa. In fact, I'm reading it over for a second time. There's so much to pick apart.
Nobody likes your pretentious know-it-all, Mei Mei.
Well, brother mine, at least I know something, don't I? Pa, were you able to get me a new book this time?
Oh, I knew you'd ask for that. Unfortunately, my journey this time around didn't have a cross path with books of any kind. Not the substantial you have enjoyed, anyways.
Well, that's all right. As long as you're home and safe, Pa. Now let's all get ready for lunch, shall we?
Oh, hold on, young lady. I say I didn't get your book, but I didn't say I came back here empty-handed.
Huh?
Here you go, Tai.
It is with great pleasure that admission is offered to Mr. Zhu Yingtai at Zhejiang University. No way! You got me university admission at Zhejiang, no less.
don't you?
I have it my way.
Well
Congrats,
done,
Mei.
Wait a minute. Question. Why is this letter addressed to a Mr. Zhu Yingtai? I was under the impression you have a baby sister.
Have all those sports you've been playing gotten into your head? Have you forgotten that women aren't allowed to receive education now?
Oh, right. But how is Mimi going to attend then? She obviously looks like a girl.
Well, your sister is nothing but resourceful. She'll find a way. Now, the whole lot of you, put away your gifts and settle down for lunch. We shall feast in commemoration of this exciting news. The only daughter of the Zhu family is going to university.
Let's go!
Gong Gong, what do you mean by girls can't attend university?
Yeah, how is that even fair?
You're right, it's not fair. But that was how the old days were. Young girls like you couldn't go to school. Because back then, there was a strong perception that women would grow up to become mothers who would take care of their children, cook, clean, and attend to household matters. The world didn't think that women deserved to go to school if that was all they were going to grow up to do.
Eh, that's not true lah. My amma does all that and she still goes to work. She even told my dad that she's going to get a promotion next month.
Congratulations!
That is fantastic news, Sitara. You see, women like your mother can do anything what they put their mind to. But that wasn't the case 1,000 years ago. You know, last time, women were just treated as their father's property until they got married, and then they'd become their husband's property. You see, back in the day, things like washing, cleaning, taking care of babies did not require any formal education. So society deemed women's education as just a waste of time and money.
But if they didn't let women go to school, then how would they know what they're good at outside of cooking, cleaning, and taking care of babies?
And that's why girls and women eventually fought for their rights to education and work. They fought so hard so that you can have this privilege. So you all mesti rajin sikit. Faham tak?
Faham, Mak Siti.
Let's go back to the story, shall we?
Soon, it was the day that Yingtai would leave for university.
Yingtai, how's my favorite little sister doing?
I'm your only sister.
That's not the point, Yingtai. Anyways, are you excited to start this journey you've always wanted? Can't imagine what it'll be like surrounded by so many intelligent people. Ugh, the thought of it makes me shiver, you know. Could never keep up with your smart banters. Anyway, how are you feeling?
To be honest with you, not too confident about it all. I was quite sad on going, and I'm grateful that Pa secured me a spot. But what if I don't do a good job?
Nonsense. You've always excelled academically. You'll do a fine job.
No, girl, not academically. What if I don't do a good job at fitting in as a man? I mean, look at me. I'm all bones and all brains. I can put up a fight or walk with my chest puffed out. I don't have an ounce of masculinity in me, despite growing up with the five of you. You're going to find me out so quickly and send me home before my tears can meet the ground.
Yingtai.
What if that happens?
Yingtai, there's more to being a man than a puffy chest or being able to fight someone. And you know better than anyone else that there's no point asking these what-if questions. If you're so scared of the answers to these questions, then just make sure you never have to question them.
But how? I haven't heard of another girl who has done this. There's just no way I can summon up enough masculinity to pass as a man.
Well, think about it this way. That either means you're going to be the first and your name's going to be on the history books. Or every other girl that's done it before has done it so well that they've just never been caught.
I suppose that's true.
I just don't want to let all of you and Pa down. I know he's putting the family and business on the line for this.
My dear sister, if Ba were not absolutely certain that you'd bring pride to the family, he wouldn't have gone out and gotten that admission for you. Plus, there is a little bit of masculinity in you.
Easy for you to say, but how?
How do I explain this to you? Okay. You see, I'm not as smart as you are, but let me see if I can try and explain it. So, you see how there's a little bit of black in the white as well as white in the black? Well, the same goes for us. Just because you're a girl doesn't mean you're all feminine. There's a bit of masculinity in you. And the same goes for our brothers. Just because we're boys doesn't mean that not all of us have a feminine streak in us. You know what I mean? The coexistence of both is what keeps us in balance. So it's there, May. You just have to tap into it. And who better to teach you than your very own brother? Now, sit and watch.
I'm a girl's girl, I'm a boss in a man's world. Yeah, I can pick and roll past ballerina twirl. Skating through the city with my snapback on. Still be looking pretty with no makeup on. It's a fuck with, get a red lip. But meet me on a court, I'll buy you up right quick. They be like, baby, baby, how you get so fine? But I don't do no favors for the studio time. My mama said marry a rich man. Oh no, and I was like, mama, I am that rich man. Oh yo, 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 yeah. Oh mommy, oh my God, how this girl gets so fly. I do what you doing, but doing it like a tomboy. Oh mommy, oh my gosh, how this girl gets so fly. I do what you doing, but doing it like a tomboy.
So, do you get it now?
Not really.
Okay.
Solo riding, barely trying. They know to call me when they want to get it poppin'. Sweet like some honey, but I always go hard. I don't like the drama, but I'll finish what you started. I'm making sure you get the memo, yeah. I'll meet you up on any level, yeah. Independent, don't need help. Underestimate me, you'll be playing yourself. My mama said marry a rich man. Oh no, and I was like, mama, I am that rich man. Oh yo, 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 yeah. Oh mommy, oh my God, how this girl gets so fly. I do what you doing, but doing it like a tomboy. Oh mommy, oh my gosh, how this girl gets so fly. I do what you doing, but doing it like a tomboy.
So, how about now?
I get it now. Thank you, girl. I promise I'll make you guys proud. I won't throw away my shot.
Well then, what do you guys think?
Well, looks like the Chu family has 6 sons now.
Let's hear how you sound. Low and grunty, no?
You wanna fight? Come at me!
I am so threatened, Mimi. But you sound quite convincing as a man, I'll give you that.
What can I say? Growing up with 5 brothers has its perks.
Oh, get in here.
Nah, I'm a man now. Fist bump instead.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
All right, I should get going. Pa, thank you for this chance. I promise I'll not let you or the family down.
I know. Remember, I always support you, my dear daughter.
Wait, take this with you, just in case you get hungry on the road or miss home.
Thank you, Ma. I'll miss you and your cooking very much. I'll miss all of you.
Bye, May.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye, May.
And so, Yingtai made her way to Hangzhou and successfully made it past the university gates without arousing suspicion. Her confidence in her abilities and the way she carried herself was so impeccable that no one stopped to question whether she belonged on the university grounds. In fact, no one had approached her just yet, until...
Literature, one of the greatest art forms, because it doesn't only have to exist on paper, where people can see it. It exists in minds, in hearts, where people can feel the impact of those written words. Now, who can tell me what the 4 greatest works in Chinese literature are? You, young man.
The Journey to the West, Outlaws of the Marsh, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and Dream of the Red Chamber.
Very well. Your name, please.
Zhu. My family name is Zhu.
Ah, thank you, Mr. Chu. But we're not just looking for answers in this class. We're looking for interpretations, imaginations, analyses. Another question then. Does anyone here disagree with the title of greatest work in literature attributed to any of the work Zhu had just named?
I don't think Dream of the Red Chamber belongs in that tier.
Go on.
It just doesn't carry the same value as the other works. It's a love triangle for crying out loud, a silly romance between the upper class elite.
What an interesting perspective. And your name, please?
Liang Shanpo.
And do you mind elaborating on your answer?
I mean, look at the other works. They tell us stories of our civilization, generals, politics, wars, uprisings, morals. These are the stories our civilization was built on, and they do a perfectly good job at capturing the essence of it all. But Dream of the Red Chamber just does not.
Yes?
I disagree. You just said it yourself. It's a book about the upper class. And as such, it highlights the feudal structure. How many books do you know of can do that?
Well,
I wasn't done. The book is referred to as the Encyclopedia on Chinese Customs. While bringing up aristocracy and peasantry, it also talks of poetry, medicine, court life, politics, corruption, and so much more. How dare you have the daftness to dismiss that fact? Plus, do not get to the end of the book. The main narrative isn't about the love triangle, rather the journey to its enlightenment of the protagonist. Huh?
Well, Liang, any response?
No, not at all.
Our time is up. This has been quite an enlightening class. Your assignment for the week is to identify another novel that you would consider the 5th greatest work in Chinese literature, with ample evidence and analysis, of course. Class dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Did you really mean what you said?
I beg your pardon?
Do you really think that Dream of the Red Chamber does not belong in the tier?
I mean, I used to.
Used to?
Yeah, then you changed my mind. I might go home and give it a second read over and maybe see things from a different perspective.
Second, what kind of scholar has only read that book once?
The kind that didn't read it correctly the first time, apparently.
It's nice to make your acquaintance, Mr. Liang.
And likewise, Mr. Chu, I'll see you in class tomorrow and try not to bite my head off.
No promises.
The pair became inseparable from that day onwards. Both delighted to have the other of equal scholarly footing challenge one another. They often studied together and attempted to push the limitations of knowledge. In their heightened curiosity to see the world from different views, they spent most of their waking time together exploring every nook and cranny the world had to offer.
So, are you ready for your first term results next week?
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm topping the charts, of course.
Why, you arrogant bastard.
Hey, language!
Okay. Tell you what, let's make a pact. A pact to be there for each other through life's challenges and to push each other to be more humble and knowledgeable. A pact between two brothers. What do you say? Okay, I put lotion on my hands this morning.
No, I was just thinking, what good is a pact if no one is around to witness it?
That makes sense. There. That butterfly shall be the witness to our pact, and it shall carry our message through all corners of the world.
Ever so stubborn to think a butterfly can tread the whole world.
I mean, if it's destined to, it will.
While Ingtai was flourishing at university away from home, living the life she has always wanted, things were not all smooth sailing back home. Mr. Zhu had fallen ill to a sickness that no doctor in the village could cure, impacting the family business and status.
Ma, how is he?
I'm afraid the doctor doesn't know what's making your father unwell. All he knows is that he probably caught something on his business trip.
Useless! We did not pay so much for so many doctors to tell us that they can't cure Pa. Where did they even get their degrees from, huh?
Son, calm down. It is not their fault. Anger is not going to solve this.
Calm down. Ma, I have been calm my whole life. But now isn't the time for calm. Who knows when Pa will recover? Who knows when his business will recover? We have suffered enough hits ever since Mei Mei left for university. The Zhu family name cannot be tarnished this way.
Son, please, no.
I agree. Ever since Mei Mei has left to pursue a super great life, things have fallen to shambles for us. If Ba hadn't gone overseas to get that stupid university admission, he wouldn't have caught some nameless, incurable disease.
Don't you guys think it's unfair to blame this all on Mei? Ba went away on business. That was his primary goal, not to secure some stupid university admission. None of us would have ever known this would have happened to Ba.
Defending her now, are we? Stay in line, brother mine. Now that father has fallen ill, I am the one who has to take the reins and put things back into order.
Boys, stop it, please.
Ma. As the eldest son in the Zhu family, it is my duty to take responsibility when Ba isn't around. You should trust that my decisions are for the betterment of this family.
Daga, what do you suggest we do? At this rate, we'll be eating plain rice by the end of the month. And worse, the girls in class won't be impressed by me. I will have no friends but become poor.
Is that what you guys care about? Ba is dying. This is so inconsequential. Can we think about...
Quiet! All this bickering. You lot are lowering the IQ of the entire village. Just let me think. Here's what I propose, brothers. All 5 of us have been working for this family for far too long and far too hard. Meanwhile, Yingtai, that dear sister of ours, young as she may be, has only ever stayed at home and read and read and read. I think it would do her some good to take up bigger responsibilities in this family and face the world outside, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Son.
Ma, I think you should stay by Ba's side and take care of him. How about you leave this one to me, huh?
What are you planning to do?
Ma, there's no point. Let's just go.
Anyways, as I was saying, I have a plan in mind that will allow us to hire the best doctors in all of China to treat Ba and regain the Zhu family's foothold in merchantry. All we need is for that dear sister of ours to come back home.
Hey, make way!
Yeah, 2 geniuses coming through.
Make way.
Yingtai, you see it yet?
Give me a second. I got it!
Well, spit it out.
Zhu Yingtai and Liang Shanbo are both tied for first of their class.
No way, hold on, I gotta see this for myself.
Told you.
Oh, damn, yeah. Well... I guess there's no differentiating our scholarly prowess. I guess we have to wait for next term then.
I suppose so. Ooh, Pan Ma are going to be so proud of me. The first woman in the village to top the charts. I have to write home and deliver the good news.
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, man. Yes, I would be the first man to be placed top of the class. Not many in our village go to university.
And why is that so?
Well, our village has more daughters than sons. My family seems to be the only exception with a whole lineage of sons. And, you know, daughters aren't allowed to get an education.
You know, I never really understood that. Just imagine how much faster our society would be able to develop if we had double the amount of people to help. I mean, my sister at home, she's so curious about everything. Honestly, it's a shame she'll never be able to come here. She would love it.
Let's not loiter around. This calls for a celebration. Lunch is on me.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Excuse me, are you Mr. Zhu Yingtai?
Yes, I am. Who is asking?
I carry a message from your father. He insists you return home at once.
Did he give a reason?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it sounded urgent. I advise you leave as soon as you can. Excuse me now.
Yingtai, do you have to leave now?
I'm afraid so. My father is not a man who does things abruptly or without reason. I fear something tragic has happened.
Okay, maybe it's something that warrants a smile instead of a frown.
I suppose I'll find out. I'm sorry to leave you like this. But I'm sure you'll find another guy who's willing to be your brother. Someone who'll pick your brain like I do.
Wait. Why are you speaking as if you're not coming back? I mean, you're coming back, right?
That I can't say, but Here, this is where you can find me, in Shangyu, Zhejiang. As for our zoo family, everybody knows us.
Okay. Here then, take this good luck charm.
I can't possibly take this.
Yes, you can, and you can see to it that it's returned to me once more when you've come back.
Thank you, Shampo. I'll keep this by my side always.
Goodbye, Ying Tai. I'll see you soon.
Wait! There's something I need to say before I leave. I can't walk away lying to you.
What is it?
Listen, Shampo, and understand that I never meant to lie to you. I did this only because there's no other way.
Well, what is it? You're scaring me.
I'm a girl. I had to lie and pretend that I'm a boy so I could come here to university to pursue an education. It has been so hard lying to you. And I wish under different circumstances I didn't have to. Say something!
I need time to process this.
With a heavy heart, Ying Tai packed her belongings and left Hangzhou. She had a faint feeling that she would not return. As strange as it was for this girl who wanted nothing more than to stuff herself with every piece of knowledge the world could offer, the lectures and curriculum was not what she missed the most. During her journey home, she found herself reminiscing the time she had spent with Shampo. It was inevitable that she had fallen for the intelligent and charming young man.
Uncle Tan, Shanpo is probably going to run after her, get her back, and they live happily ever after, bukan? Walau, we already told you we don't want a happily ever after.
Ayo, jangan bising. The story isn't finished lah. Is Uncle Tan telling the story or are you telling the story?
Sorry, Uncle Kumar.
Ay, tak apalah. Anyway, where were we, yes. Eventually, Ying Tai arrived home.
Girl, what has happened?
Mei, you're
Why did
home.
Pa ask me to come home all of a sudden? I was just about to write home about my...
Ba has fallen ill. The doctors are quite worried, and frankly, we have no idea what it is that plagues him. And perhaps there's been some misunderstanding, but it was I who summoned you home.
Can I
not
see
Ba.
him? Where's Ma? How's she coping? How long has Pa been sick?
Ma is taking care of him, but I don't think you should see them just yet. He's in a fragile state and resting. Yes, May, he has been bedridden for 3 weeks now. We've called all the doctors in the vicinity, but to no avail.
So you're saying that we can only sit around and wait?
I'm afraid so. All of us have just been waiting by.
Then why do you call me home?
This is not going to be easy for me to say, May, but I need you to keep an open mind.
What is it?
Ever since Ba has fallen ill, the uncertainty of his condition has caused many investors to withdraw funds, and, well, we haven't had a steady flow of income since. Not to mention, we still have to keep paying the doctors to take care of him.
You should have told me about this when it became a problem. Why didn't you?
I didn't want to interrupt your studies. I thought things would just blow over and you wouldn't have to be troubled.
You know what? That doesn't matter. I know now, and I'm home. So tell me how I can help.
That's exactly it, May. You're the only one who can help us right now. I've discussed it with Ba, Ma, and our other brothers. They all agree that this is the best way moving forward.
What is it?
Ma Wen-tai has asked for your hand in marriage. His family is wealthy, well established, and frankly, he's offered a generous dowry for your hand. This amount of money will allow us to hire the best doctors in China to treat Ba. And I don't think I need to remind you about the benefits this alliance will bring to Ba's business once he recovers.
You're selling me off?
No, don't think of it that way. We are merely securing your future.
Is it my future if it isn't what I want? You, big brother out of everyone, should know how much I long to complete my studies and go off to see the world. This marriage puts a stop to that, and you know it. Who are you to make this decision? I'm sure Mount Sitting's my way.
Watch your tone. You have no right to speak to me that way. You think after one term at university, you know that when a father falls ill, the eldest son takes the reins. What Ma has to think about any of this has no bearing. The decision has already been made.
You can't do this. You can't sell me off like a cattle to a man after a mat. I won't allow it.
Sit down, Ying Tai. You have contributed nothing to this family ever since your birth, and now all you know to do is to ask for more and more and more. Do you really want to be the reason why Ba does not recover after everything he has done to pamper you with all those nonsensical books and university admission? You've contributed nothing to this family. It's time to pay up, little sister.
This is not fair. It's not fair. Why can't you and our other brothers work hard and pride for the family then? Huh? If you're so tough, why do you take out the business? Why does the responsibility fall on me?
You don't get to ask the questions around here. I am in charge. I am in charge. And I say that you will marry Mao and Tai. That is the end of this conversation. One more word out of you, and I will write to your university admission exposing you as the fraud that you are. We'll see then what kind of future you have.
That is so cruel. How can he turn his back on family like that?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in an arranged marriage ever. Ever, ever, ever.
Well, that was how Chinese customs went. In fact, in many places across the world, the men in the family often get the last word. Women were seen more as property that could be traded off rather than as individuals.
But that no longer exists today, right?
Yes, Sitara, you're correct. We've come a long way to make sure that women are seen as equals in society. But the fight is far from over. There are still certain places in the world who practice arranged marriages, sad as it may be.
Rendang dah siap! Giving you guys 5 more minutes before the food goes cold.
Well, let's continue then, shall we? Weeks passed and Shampo had not heard back from Ying Tai. Missing his dear friend aside, he truly was worried that the unthinkable had happened. And so, he decided to journey to Zhejiang to find Ying Tai. The journey was not an easy one, but the insistence on knowing that Ying Tai is well kept him going.
Excuse me, Popo. Do you know where the Chu family is?
Oh, the Chu family. Over there. Are you here for the wedding?
A wedding?
Don't you know? Oh, it's the talk of the town. The Jews family's only daughters getting married to Mao and Tai. It's simply most joyful news.
A wedding? It can't be. Ying Tai!
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't hate me, do you, for lying to you?
Hate you? Ever since you've left. To say I've missed you is an understatement.
Oh, you don't know how happy I am to hear that. I had thought you had hated me for lying to you and didn't want anything to do with me.
Ying Tai, are you getting married?
It's not my decision. I wish I could get out of this.
And what's stopping you? Come with me. We can be happy together. We can explore the world together. The truth is, ever since the first day I've met you in class, I think I've had feelings for you.
You're beautiful.
I'm in love with the way your mind works. You're intelligent, you're quick-witted, and you're beautiful inside out. Come with me.
And who is this lowly man? Ying Tai, how can you behave yourself this way when your groom is well on his way, flinging yourself around the arms of another man like some common whore. Please, sister, have some dignity. If not for yourself, then at least for our family.
Hey, don't you speak of her like that. What kind of brother are you? Aren't you, of all people, supposed to protect her?
Back off, commoner. This is none
No,
of your
God,
business.
no.
Huh. You think you're so mighty, huh? So strong with your big words.
Know your place, commoner. My sister is about to marry the wealthiest man in the region, and you do not want to get on my bad side. Just imagine the things I can do to people like you once I get my hands on all that wealth.
Why, you arrogant son of a bitch! I bet you go around assuming everyone is lower than you, calling everyone a commoner. Greed never got anyone anywhere except behind bars. What would people think of you when they learn you're selling away your only sister just for the money? I have no respect for pricks like you.
Oh, you got a bone to pick with me, huh? Come on then, don't just stand there talking like you're afraid.
Oh no, you think I'm scared of you? I just have the brains to think before I put my muscles into action. You really are all talk, huh?
Watch your filthy mouth!
No! Stop! Stop it! Please don't let him take me. I don't love him. I don't want to be with him. Please, please. I don't want to be married off to someone I don't love.
Ah, seems like everything is in order. This will fetch us the finest doctors in all of China indeed. Or I could treat the entire village to a round of pleasantries tonight. Oh, you can take that sister of mine now. She's with the Ma family.
No, 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 stay away. Don't take
No!
her. Don't take
No!
her. No.
No! 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 Don't let him
No,
take
no,
me! No!
don't take her.
No!
Yingtai.
No!
What an easy trade. Here, for your troubles. Don't come near me or my family ever again.
Unfortunately, as the story goes, Shampo could not accept losing the person who understood him the most. Losing all hope, he refused to eat or pursue the things he once had a love for. Eventually, Shampo died of grief. Alas, there's no cure in this world for a broken heart. Even after being married into the Ma family, Ying Tai did not give up on her one true love. She exhausted different ways to find Shampo in hope that they'll one day reunite. However, the news of Shampo's passing eventually got to Ying Tai. Saddened to live in a world without Shampo in it, she too fell ill and eventually died of a broken heart.
Uncle Tan, isn't this then just the Chinese version of Romeo and Juliet?
Ayo, respect sikit boleh tak? That's beautifully tragic actually.
You're right, Sitara. But the story isn't quite over yet.
What?
You see, kids, the beauty of folklore is that it is passed down through word of mouth. Anyone can add their own touch into the story, resulting in variations of the tale itself. Luckily for you lot, this particular tale of Liang Shampo and Zhu Yingtai has persisted for so long that there are 3 different endings. The first one you've just heard. Now, the second one. This one is Uncle's personal favorite. It goes like this. Ying Tai's marriage to Ma Wencai was an unhappy one. The merchant set sail every waking moment for greater ventures, sparing Ying Tai no attention. He had only married Ying Tai to quell his family's wishes for him to get a bride. One day, when Ying Tai was taking a walk, she happened to come across Shampo's grave. Realizing that it was the grave of her one true love, she broke down and cried and cried and cried until all her tears had dried up and there were no more life left in her. Legend has it that when she breathed her last breath, two butterflies emerge from the tomb as a reincarnation of their spirits, never to be separated ever again. That's why Liangshanbo and Zhuingtai are also known as the butterfly lovers.
Oh, does that mean every pair of butterfly on this world could be them?
I do not know, Jiawen, but I'd like very much to believe that in another world, they're able to explore the world and its curiosities together, free from familial and societal ties.
Wow, that's really cool, Uncle Tan. Then what's the other ending?
Oh, this one I've heard quite recently. I was scrolling on the internet when I came across it. Some site called Read It. My grandson showed it to me.
Do you mean Reddit?
Yeah, that one lah. Anyways, quite a popular theory that I found amusing is that Shampo is actually gay.
What? Shampo was gay?
That's what the theory said. Shampo fell in love with the Inkai that was disguised as a boy. And when he found out that it was all just pretend, he died from shock and heartbreak because the person he thought he loved does not actually exist.
This theory has to be quite recent, as the acceptance of the LGBT community is not quite as widespread as we'd like it to be.
Betul. In my school, if the children don't follow the stereotypical image of boy and girl, they will be punished. It's just really sad.
Yes, reality as it is can be discouraging at times. But look at the evolution of the folklore's ending. If anything, that is a testament that progress is underway, slowly but surely. And it is up to you lot to make sure that we keep progressing, be it through telling folk tales like these or through some scientific breakthrough. Faham tak?
Faham, Uncle Tan.
Okay guys, dah habis belum tu? The food is getting cold already. Cepatlah. Sini.
Come, let's eat,
Come on,
let's eat.
kids, your auntie's
Wah,
getting very
rendang
antsy.
loh.
Duduk semua orang. Okay.
Hey, why you don't leave chair for me, Ona?
This one lah. Here.
Duduk sini lah.
So good.
Oh, sedapnya. Oh my god.
That one.
இறகுகள் கூட்டமாக இருப்பின் சிறகாக பறக்கும் இனங்கள் ஒற்றுமையாக இருப்பின் நாடு சிறக்கும்.
Keep your folklore close to heart. Recent or ancient they may start. So long as you can pass them on, let them live from dusk till dawn.
传说上下千万年，人间故事悠满天。传宗接代前置线，切记时刻挂嘴边。
Pucuk pauh delima batu, anak sembilang di tapak tangan. Walau jauh di negeri satu, hilang di mata, di hati jangan.
Come.
Come join us.
Let's
have
fun. I got it, Dani. Sini. You want a beer rail? Beer. Temperature.
Go. Come down. Wait.
Ramainya orang.
Bro.
Ambil. Somebody. Someone take a picture.
Well, 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 let's give another big round of applause for the show.
Wow, that was a world-class, Oscar-worthy performance. Michelle Yeoh would be so proud, don't you think, Alison?
I agree. When I was watching down there, my jaw quite literally dropped and dragged the ground. That's how impressive the cast was, and the props and the wardrobe. Every single thing was brilliant. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part, it's hard to choose. I loved every minute of it. I loved Betal, I loved the scholars, I loved the Putru Gunung Ledang scene, everything. It's so hard to choose one favorite part.
Yeah, the scholars were quite funny though. Really. Well, I wish this night could last forever, but unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. But hey, Afiq, I have something for you. Came from a secret admirer lah.
Oh, that's so sweet of... Who gave me? Let me just check.
You can read the tag.
Never mind. Anyways, speaking of which... Sorry, I'm blushing. Speaking of which, if you guys have flowers which you did not buy from Mnight, feel free to line up in front so you could hand it to your favorite cast.
And before we bid our goodbyes, of course, let's show some love to those involved in today's performance, be it on stage or backstage.
Now, let's first get our makeup artist who managed to make 20-something-year-olds look 40. Elise, Alisa Nasir, and Shuhada, welcome to the stage.
And next is quite a big group without whom there would only be people on the stage tonight without context. So please give a loud and warm welcome to the props crew led by Jia and the costume crew led by Hanim and Arifuddin. The crew is made out of Aaron Hugh, Adriana Adalia, Adriana Adenan, Adil Shahizam, Aina Shaza Hashimi, Alisa Furzana, Daini El Azlin, Elise, Hazik Ikram, Jovins Liu, Carmen Lee, Lim Fang Fei, Mohammed Amiru Hakim, Natalie Ju, Noor Mazliana, Noor Subiha, Noor Shuhada, Soon Karin, Shafika Diana, Terence Chak, Xuan Yu Lim, Yi Xiang Am, Yuvan Raj, and of course, special feature, Pokok as Tri Banyan.
There's also the drone as starter and, oh, not to forget, Shelby the tortoise.
And of course, Api as fire. So give it up for the crew! Both props and costume crews were also your backstage crew today. They were your stage crew, runners, mic changers, costume changers, and so much more. They were the people working behind the scenes to hand sew the costumes that you've seen today to make those props, and it is about time we shine a little light on them.
Now, next, let's have the Malay dancers, which consist of Najib Rosaidi, Sharifah Nur Maisura, Maisarah binti Nazri, Nur Anis Batrisha binti Saadin, Hakim Haikal, Farizah Adila, Ahmad Imran, Nur Shahira Zulkafli.
Right, so we have received a special announcement to give another shout out to our costume crew.
Such amazing crew. Next, we could have our Malay dancers, Najib Rosaidi, Sharifah Nur Maisura, Maisarah Nazri, Nur Anis Batrisha, Hakim Haikal, Farizah Adila, Ahmad Imran, Nur Shahira, Nur Mastura, Daniel Aiman, Putri Adriana, and their choreographer Arif Faisal.
And time for our Chinese dance, which was choreographed by Liu Xuan. With her are Christine Lim, Xing Yin Chong, Jia Yue, Christabel, Danisha, Sophie Chu, Ashley Lim, Sarah Tan, and Lim Jia Wen.
Now, can we get a big round of applause for Ekta and her Indian dancers? Dancing with her were Visalini Maniraman, Dina Marisa Mazlan, Aisha Dania and Tiu Pingche. Ni yang slap Kian tadi kan?
Yeah, though. Good slap, I say.
Yalah.
And Rafiq, come on out with your contemporary dancers. Evelyn Ng, Rachel Chua, Zihui Xin, Chang Xiaoling, Amanda Asman, and Katie Lee.
Now, last but definitely not least, can we have Abigail and her lyrical dancers? What graceful butterflies they have made, by the way. Now, let's hear it for Nikki Sim, Chelsea, Kritika, Siti Noraisha, Kau Kan Kai, Gwen, Wong Wei Kang, Dennis, Lim Kai Cheng, Chi Zen Yong, and Pang Kian Ning.
So just a little note, if you want to pass the flowers to your friends and you don't want to throw them, you can come in front of the barricades and just hand it to them nicely. Just line up single file. And now, because they are still on duty, can we have our videographers and photographers give a little wave? Nicholas, Ahmed, Daniel, Ferdiz, Aziz, and Risha.
And our sponsorship and finance directors who you guys have to thank for the goodie bags. Alicia Lee and Charmaine Lai.
The creative marketing directors behind the ideation of videos and promotions you have witnessed, Ashley Chan and Chloe Ngu.
Oh, and our media directors who design every poster you see on our Instagram, Nurin Shahira and Jajin. Now, the creating marketing directors behind the ideation of the videos and promotions you have witnessed, Ashley Chan and Chloe Ngu.
And our talented set designers, Guan Yu and Halim, who spent sleepless nights designing every backdrop you have seen projected on the screen today, producing ideas for our prop team and setting the tone for every single scene.
And who can forget our beloved sound directors, Yanchi and Nur Hasana, from working with a small JPL speaker to the big leagues in the academy.
Now give it up for our amazing lighting directors, Irfan and Ku Adriana, who are in charge of making sure each and every dance and scene gets executed in the way you've been able to experience tonight.
Now, can we get a big round of applause for our stage directors, Aiman Daniel and Putri Adriana? They've overseen and is responsible for every other stage department.
And now let's get to the cast. We have Katie Lee as the village grandma, Yashodini as the messenger, Liam Ting as the lecturer, Arif Faisal, Hakim Haikal, Ahmad Imran, Muhammad Najib, Mastura Nizam, and Noor Shahira as university scholars. Hakim Haikal and Ahmad Imran were also the Ma family guards. Next, we have Sun Jian as brother 5, Jing Chen as brother 4, Umar as brother 3, Rafiq as brother 2, and Xia Xianbe as Mrs. Ju, and of course, Hyungjun Koo as Mr. Ju.
We also have Ann Lee as Villager 1, Mai Sarah as Villager 2, Siti Nur Aisha as Storekeeper, Darshana as Palace Guard 1, Aisha as Palace Guard 2, Danisha as Village Chief, Umar as Third Fastidious Son, Kian Jun as Second Fastidious Son, and JQ as First Fastidious Son, and Yuvan as Vishnu.
Next, can we have Puchi Adriana and Sherry as the Sultan's princesses, Christabel and Sarah as Dayang, Tiu Ping Chie and Siti Noraisha as village children, Chia Shenbe and Noor Huda Adila as village women, Darshana and Yi Chen as villagers, Maisara as Tima, Aisha as Ketua Kampung, Zarif as Prince Alauddin, Najda Rahman as Nenek Kebayan. And now allow me to introduce you to the main cast of Act 3, Dayton as the eldest Chusan, Kian Jun as Liang Shanpo, and Ashley Chi as Zhu Yingtai.
Now, moving on to the people who brought Act 2 to life. Fatin Nabila as the Sage, Arif as Betal, and Yashudini as Queen Chandrani.
And of course, our main characters of Act 1, Haris Hilman as Hang Tua, Danish as Sang Setia, Kiresh as Tun Mamat, Fatin Nabila as Putri Gunung Ledang, and Dayton as Sultan Mansur Shah.
And who can forget our lovable modern day family cast? Memang satu Malaysia lah diorang ni. We have Danish as Ahmad, Danisha as Alia, Darshana as Sitara, Yi Chen as Jia Wen, and Lee as Jia Yi, Liam Ting as Uncle Tan, Kiresh as Uncle Kuma, and Nur Huda Adila as Mak Siti.
Tonight's production began 8 months ago when our scriptwriters first came up with the idea of traveling back in time to present us with the stories we grew up with, whilst also adding a little bit of social issues to each folklore. So can I please have Aisha and Alison, our Manchester Mnight 2023 scriptwriters?
Isn't that you?
Oh right, you can handle huh?
Sure. Just
Okay,
go. I cover. Oh, there's flowers. Now, moving on to our directors who have coordinated months and months of rehearsals and practices, ensuring that you get the best of the best. Now, can we have on stage Sophia and Hongbin? And finally, please give your best to our producers, Min Xuan and Sherry, who were the first to work on this production. This is their brainchild and every detail was not overlooked. Oh, that's a lot of flowers. Oh my god, that's a huge flower. And there you have it, folks. The team behind Manchester Mnight 2023, Folklore, the stories that make us. Thank you all for coming. We hope you continue passing down these stories for generations to come.
And to wrap it off once more, let's have our producer say a few words.
Hi guys. Thank you for taking your time out to come to our production tonight. We really appreciate your time and we hope that you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed producing it.
This production has started since in the summer. We're just 6 of us, producers, directors, and scriptwriters. And then it became 150 of our amazing crew and cast. And then now, in our final leg of our journey, we have 400 of you guys in the crowd. And yeah.
For the Malaysians here, we hope tonight made you feel like home.
And for our non-Malaysian friends in the crowd, we hope today you learn a little bit more about our Malaysian culture.
Once again, we'd like to thank you all for coming to Manchester Mnight 2023.